Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Meet Manor. We've had some fun doing these podcasts with you, and I know a lot of you have joined us. Our numbers are through the roof, so we're thrilled to be able to do our third one. And just to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how real estate and real estate agents actually tick. It's something different. It's something that you don't see very often, and we're thrilled to be able to show it to you and share it with you. Today, we have a very special guest, another one of our superstar agents at Manor, and we'll introduce you to her shortly, Anna Kolm. Hello again, folks. Thanks for joining us. And as I said previously, we're joined today by another one of Manor's superstars, as I call them, one of our terrific agents, Anna Kolm. Anna, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
Thanks for doing this. You know, as I say to the people at the outset of these, at the Meet Manor intro, it's something different that we're trying to do here on these podcasts. Not the normal, well, these are the stats, and this is today's listing, and here's a picture of what we're selling today. That's all fine. But we want to try and educate the general public on the ins and outs of real estate. And, it's not just about putting a sign on the lawn and just waiting for the phone to ring. Am I right?
Absolutely right, Rob.
Yeah. Anna, tell us about yourself, because you've been doing this a long time. When did you get into real estate, by the way?
I got into real estate 22 years ago.
Wow.
I wanted a job where I still had the flexibility of raising my family, raising my 3 kids.
Yeah.
Can't say that it was always easy. Yeah. It's a tough go.
Yeah.
But it has given me the flexibility to be able to work from home and raise my family.
That's nice. Yeah, you know that flexible schedule is so valuable. So if you have to bring the kids to school in the morning, you're able to do so. You don't have to have your suit and tie on at 8 and 9 o'clock and be in the office.
No.
It is a wonderful industry and a wonderful career, no doubt about it. But if you're anything like I was with my little one, there are some times that you're just not there. You have to be away. And the little ones, they don't understand. Where's mommy? Where's daddy? What's going on, I'm sure you had those times.
Many days.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah, and as sad as it is, sometimes we just have to do it. We just have to do it to make a living. I had mentioned before that way back in the day, and you'll remember this, before there were...
Ouch, Rob. Ouch.
I know. But before there were, internet and paging systems and things, I remember having to go to the main gate at Chrysler to get somebody to sign or initial a document on their break, and that could be in the middle of winter at midnight.
Well, I remember my husband walking into work one day, and one of the workers there said to him, Paul, I saw your wife last night. She was with somebody else at Tim Hortons. And so my husband says, yeah, probably.
I love it.
She's a real estate agent. She goes everywhere.
No, we don't have an open marriage.
No.
She's a realtor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. And so 22 years ago, we were dealing with the big fat printed books for all the listings. And I talked about this with Amy Mullins last time too. Boy, those were the days. But nowadays, with all the technology, and it keeps getting more and more and more, and now with AI coming on stream, how did you transform and how did you relate to those changes, Anna?
Well, I remember when I first started, we didn't have the handy dandy, smartphones with all the apps on it.
Yeah.
I remember walking around with a pager, on my belt, and then those white lockbox little fob things that we had.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we had our cell phones, clipped to us. And
Yeah.
I remember walking into a family function and my brother saying to me, "You look like you're wired for sound." That or you're trying to hold your pants up because everything is weighing everything down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how did I transition? You know what? I've never been afraid of technology. It's never scared me.
Yeah.
I think if it's just technology, and you have to have an open mind, and you have to be willing to learn it.
Yeah. You catch on quickly.
I try.
Like some people catch on to languages quickly, like me. You catch on, I think, to technology like that. And that's why you are our Manor Realty trainer as well.
I
I
am.
mean, and it doesn't come automatically. You must work hard at learning all of the tech.
Yep, you have to learn the tech. You have to read about it. You have to be willing to, go and do YouTube. That's my friend.
Really?
YouTube is my friend.
Oh,
Okay. And you can YouTube everything, and there's always somebody on there that's willing to, explain it to you in, I don't know, Cole's Notes or dummy version. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you have to take the time to do that. And once you do that, you can embrace technology because, you know, honestly, I don't know what I would do. I remember the days where I had to book a showing and it would take me all day because you'd have to literally call the agent.
Yeah.
Man, I could think of better things to do than talk to agents all day.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, but it's true.
Yeah.
Now you just click a button and you book a showing. There's a calendar there, and
Really
that's all.
frees us up.
Oh, huge.
Talk about freedom with your children and your family. This is even more so.
Yeah, I wish I had this technology way back when. It would have been so
When
much
they
easier.
were little. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and a lot of this now has progressed whereby you are become our not only a great salesperson for us, but our trainer too. And when new agents come into Manor, yes, they've been through the Humber College courses and the schooling, but it doesn't really give you that hands-on um, training that you need. And so that's where you've come in, and we thank you for that. You take us through what typically goes on when I say to you, Anna, we've got a new one coming, get ready, and then they call you. So.
Well, and so typically we would meet usually 3 or 4 times in a week.
Nice.
The matrix that we use, and now Broker Bay that everybody's complaining about, but it's a learning curve.
Sure.
So we just go through all the steps and we go through all the techniques, and I think the best part about it is to show our new agents how it can make their life easier.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's great. So you do the matrix with them. You do Broker Bay. You run them through how to do an offer to purchase, how to write up a listing, and then
take them with me.
And they'll shadow you.
Yeah, they shadow me, open houses, whatever they want, whatever they need.
There are very few agencies that do all of this.
No.
And then, of course, I get a hold of them and we talk about sales strategy and some of the tricks of the trade that I can help them with over 36 years plus of selling. And so between that, and then, of course, we have great mentorship here at the company, too. So if it's not you, they're going with someone else.
Yep.
And I'm very proud of our mentorship here as well. It's terrific. So if you're a young agent that is looking for a good, steady family home in real estate, this is a good spot to land, I think.
And that's what I tell realtors, the new ones, all the time. It's like, you can go to this realtor if you've got a business listing coming up.
Yeah.
Or, multi-residential. Like, we have realtors who are, I guess, experts.
Yeah, proficient
in various fields.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're always, I've yet to come across, I still reach out to agents,
Absolutely. We all have our expertise, definitely. And that brings us to another portion of what I wanted to talk to you about, speaking about expertise. And that's a term that really we're not supposed to use. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be using the word expertise in terms of the legalities. So we would say proficient in. to make sure we're compliant. You are extremely proficient in the power of sales that are happening in and around.
The queen.
Yes, the queen
The
of.
queen. The
Queen of
queen
powers of sale. You definitely are that. And now you've got a lot of power of sale connections. You have a lot of listings coming in. How did you get into that particular niche market?
It was actually 2008, and that was when this area,
It's rough.
it was rough. It
Yeah.
was very rough, and I was given a power of sale by MCAP. And I did one for them. At that time, I believe there was like 6 or 7 other realtors in the area that also worked for them.
MCAP is for the general public listening here.
MCAP is a BC lender.
Yeah.
So, most people think that they have to go to RBC or Scotiabank, and then you have your brokers, mortgage intelligence, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you go to RBC, there might be some little credit issues.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to lose your business, right? They want you to stay with them, but they're going to refer you to another lender, MCAP.
So a B lender or a C lender,
Yes.
as you put it.
Yeah.
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 So affiliated with, but referred to
Correct.
someone else.
Correct.
So now if that goes sour, then that B lender is calling you.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
MCAP. Good. Please continue.
So the process is there's no lenders out there that want to come in and swoop in and take your house.
Yeah.
They do not want that. They're not in the real estate business. They're in the lending business. But I mean, if you've missed 2 or 3 payments, you're going to get that nasty letter in the mail saying, you are in the process of defaulting on your mortgage, which is a mortgage, term in your agreement when you sign the mortgage. And in Ontario, in Canada, let's start with Canada. Canada, you either have power of sales or you have foreclosures.
Okay.
In Ontario, you have power of sales. And the difference in a power of sale versus a foreclosure is a power of sale is the lender does not use the courts.
Oh.
So it's cheaper for the lender to go power of sale.
Okay.
You are also always the owner. You have not lost your house. You're just being forced to sell your house because you've missed some payments. So that is the difference. And, you save a lot of money in legal costs, legal fees. And you still have a little bit of say. Whereas a foreclosure, you don't.
Interesting.
You do not have any say after your house forecloses. So you don't want to do that.
Very interesting. And is that only in Ontario, do you know?
No, there's other provinces that also have power of sales. So I believe it's Prince Edward Island, Halifax. There's a few more. I don't remember all of them. Now there are provinces like British Columbia, Vancouver. They are strictly foreclosure.
Wow.
That's the way they do it. But here in Ontario, it's power of sale.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, so the owner still has a little bit of say throughout the process.
Yes.
And would he stop a power of sale, for example?
How would he stop the power? You have to come up, you have to make do with your mortgage.
Yeah.
So your arrears, you have to come up with the money to pay the last 2 or 3 or 4 payments that you've done. That is one way to stop a power of sale. So
Is that called redeeming?
Redeeming, the arrears.
So even if, let me ask you this, this has always been an interesting, tricky question. So my house is now gone to power of sale. So the listing would say my name and then MCAP under power of sale.
No.
What would it say?
No, your name is not on the listing.
Okay.
Okay, your name will never be on the listing.
Even though I still technically am the owner.
Yes.
Okay, so it's just MCAP under power of sale.
Correct.
Then let's say you get an offer to purchase from someone and it closes in 60 days and MCAP accepts that offer. do I still have an opportunity within that 60 days before the new buyer closes the deal to redeem my mortgage and get my house back?
Yes, you can.
Interesting. Tell me
Yes.
about this.
So it actually happened to me once where it was closing day.
Closing
It was
day.
closing day. It was that morning, and the previous owner was able to redeem the mortgage.
Oh my
So the
gosh.
buyers were out of luck.
What were the buyers thinking?
Uh,
Were they like devastated?
well, of course, they were devastated,
Yeah.
but I think the lucky part was they were actually my clients, my
Oh.
buyers.
Oh.
So I did inform them at any point, you know, the previous owner can come back and redeem the mortgage.
Good.
So I don't know how many realtors are out there that do tell their clients that,
Yeah.
but it is a possibility. Now, what did I say? 2008 to now 25. I've been doing this 18 years.
Yeah.
It only happened once.
Good.
So by the time someone has gone power of sale on their property, they're not going to try to redeem it,
Yeah.
whether it's a financial thing, or whether it's just they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Rob, there's nothing to be embarrassed about having your home go power of sale.
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh,
It
for
happens.
sure. Especially back in 2008.
2008
Things were rough.
Yeah, when we had our major, employers closing.
Yeah. Banks in the States were closing down.
Yeah.
It affected Windsor especially very badly.
Yep. Anything that happens over there is going to trickle down to Windsor.
Yeah, no doubt. We're the first line of defense.
Yep.
And, we saw it back in the early 80s as well. And,
I was too young then.
now let me ask you, yeah, right. Now let me ask you this while we're on the subject. We have just gone through a situation during COVID where there was an enormous boom in the market here in Windsor. 2021 July, I think, was our highest point, $740,000 average price, just average. And people were able to, but there were multiple offers on everything, right? Remember? Prices driven up over $100,000 sometimes. But the mortgage rates were so low then. Were they not at 2% at that time, or just under 2?
Yep, they're at 1.9%.
Oh my God.
At that time, and even with the the mortgage stress test,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They would add 2% onto that 1.9, and the whole point of that mortgage stress test was to make sure that when you could redeem your mortgage when your term was up, which most people do it for 5 years,
Yeah.
that you could still afford your mortgage.
So here's my question, and you know it's coming. You buy the property in 2021 for $700,000. It comes due in 2025. Two problems. The interest rates shot up to, was it like 7.5%
Yeah, at one
or
point.
so? And the prices dipped by about 200,000. So the same house that you bought for 740 is now worth 540, and the interest rates have gone from 1.9 to 7%. Talk about someone being underwater, as we say. Now, how do we handle that situation?
Well,
sometimes is there no recourse but to?
Well, so even with the stress test, like your affordability is still under 4%, and now you're at 7%.
Yeah.
That extra 3% is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Especially if you're holding a mortgage of 500,000. So what happened back in 2020, 2021, people could afford more, so they went for the gusto, right?
Sure.
They went for the gusto, and even at that time, I remember, geez, I wish lenders would say, okay, this is what your monthly payment will be, not, I'm going to give you $500,000, and you're like, wow.
They were happy to give it.
They're like, people are like, wow, but every time I'm working with, especially first-time home buyers, it's like, when you're talking to your lender, I want you to ask them, what is my monthly payment? What is my bi-weekly payment?
Yeah.
And that way, if you can afford your bi-weekly payment, you're putting more money down.
Yeah.
But a lot of times that's just not explained to
Right.
these kids,
Yeah.
right, that are buying their first home. So what's happening now is, or sorry, Rob, you asked me what can you do now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only option you have at this point is to go to possibly a private lender.
Yeah.
To see if they can, give you the difference. Maybe you can take out equity that you've built up in your house and use that as a down payment with this private lender. Now, with private lenders, their interest rates are going to be higher. But if you want to hang on to that house, you're going to have to do that. Or this is the worst thing that you might want to consider is sell that house. You're going to take a loss. You're still going to have a mortgage, but it's a lot smaller mortgage, and you don't have a bankruptcy behind you.
True. However, there are those out there that might say, well, my interest rate has more than tripled, and my house is $200,000 less in value. Maybe I should just let it go.
And that's what people are doing, unfortunately.
That's what you saw, isn't it?
And this is what we're seeing.
Yeah. This is a problem. And they keep coming up because from that time in 2020, 21, 5 years
Is now.
it's now. And the ones that were end of 21 or in 22, we're seeing that coming like right now, and the same problem.
Well, and the thing is nobody could have forecasted the interest rate, right?
Yeah.
And a lot, even so, let's say, you can afford the increase in the mortgage, okay, but the increase in the cost of living right now is through the roof as well.
Yeah.
You've got a young family. I have 3 young adults, and they're starting, their families, and they've purchased their homes. And a lot of times I walk out of the grocery store, and I mean, I consider myself to be pretty frugal, pretty cheap. And I'm like, oh my God, how do these kids afford it?
Yeah. I know.
It's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy.
It is.
I was looking at ground beef the other day because I was going to make some pasta sauce, right?
Yeah.
So I was buying the big family pack, right, to make some pasta sauce. Yes, $30 for,
Wow.
and I
Wow.
went, wow,
That's crazy. Now,
for ground beef.
so okay, you're Italian.
Yes.
Do you mix the beef and the pork together?
And some veal.
Ah, I love
You
you.
got to put the veal in there.
Va bene
Yes.
così. Anyway, I digress. I love food, as you can tell, bro. Anyway, but yeah, so this is an issue. So the only saving grace now is that the rates have come back down. In fact, I think Joe and Ron Bondi just sent me something that they are now at 3.9 for a 5-year fixed insured mortgage.
So that puts you in line right now.
Yeah, so
Right?
you're okay,
You're okay.
except for the value.
Yes. So now we are beating our heads against the wall because the value is not there.
Yeah.
And when I have to do these appraisals for the bank, and I do a lot of them continuously, like that's like a full-time job right now.
Yeah.
And I do these appraisals, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe what they just paid. How am I going to justify this?
Yeah.
I can't.
I had one yesterday. Just one quick example. An agent here came to me and said, Rob, can you help me out? Can you call this appraiser? And I know most of the appraisers, as do you. Over the years, you get a rapport with them all. So I said, yeah, he explained to me. He bought his house back in 2022, early 22. He got an appraisal on it because he wanted to do a HELOC last year. Early 25, HELOC is a home equity line of credit, by the way. HELOC, just for those. And so he got this huge appraisal, over $1 million. So he takes out a home equity line of credit for a lot of money, and he had a pretty high mortgage. I think he paid $500 for it. He gets this over $1 million appraisal. Now the rates have come down, but the prices have come down. So now his mortgage is due, and he owes, I don't know, You got the original 5 plus another 3. So he's owing about 800,000 plus on this home. And the home is not appraising. The home is appraising out way less. So now what does he do? He's in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll have to renew his mortgage at whatever the price is that the appraiser and the banks agree to, and then do cash to mortgage. That's all he can do, or else he's going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
These things are happening all the time, aren't they?
Well, especially HELOC mortgages became very popular.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when it was that it actually happened, but it really hasn't been that long. And people were saying, "Oh, I'm gonna like this, and I'm gonna take that money and maybe I'll invest it over there."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, now the mortgage is coming due. You still owe that money.
Yeah.
And I know a young couple who did that. And I said, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's too tempting.
It's too tempting and you're too young.
You know, the old saying, biblical, the bank giveth and the bank taketh away. They are. I mean, they're they love to give, but boy, don't you dare miss a payment. Don't you dare miss a payment, man. They're tough. They're tough. Anyway, all right, that's good. Let's move on. I want to hear more about these powers of sale, because that really is your niche now, right? Amongst other things, but your niche is a lot of powers of sale.
Yeah.
Along with your regular clients, of course,
yeah.
right?
So here's the thing that I tried a few years ago, and it actually worked out very well. So, like I was saying before, you know, your house is going power of sale for whatever reasons, and I've met quite a few people that their homes have gone power of sales, and you know, I might be working with them now, or I did in the past, and they're not bad people. They're not lazy people.
Yeah.
You know, they're all good people, and for whatever circumstance, they can't afford their house anymore. I remember one story about a young family. They were out in Leamington, and they had a child, a little boy, and the little boy was born with a lot of health issues. So they decided to take their family home, move in with mom and dad, and rent out the family home because he needed the extra money. So the medical procedures that this little baby needed were covered by insurance and by our medical, but a lot of the medications that he needed would not be covered, and they were so expensive. So he actually had to start taking the rent that he was collecting from the migrant workers that were working in the greenhouses, and he was using that money for the medication, which the baby needed, and so he couldn't afford to pay his mortgage, and so he was losing his house.
Oh boy!
And I was recommended to him by another friend that I knew in Leamington, and said, you know, give Anna a try. And we were actually able to sell the property to a greenhouse owner.
Oh, good.
And I actually ended up, he was able to pay off the mortgage and put $400,000 in his pocket at that time.
Wow.
Which was really like that was probably
miracle.
my best story ever.
Yeah.
You know, so there was another lady that was recommended to me as well. She had major heart surgery, so she was middle-aged. She had this heart surgery, and she wasn't working, and unemployment just wasn't covering the mortgage. So again, I was introduced to her, and we ended up selling her house as well. She was able to move into an apartment that was more manageable for her. But the nice thing about this, Rob, is you don't have to be one of those people that gets the moving van in the middle of the night and you leave your house and nobody knows where you've gone.
Yeah.
You know, because you're embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's, hey, I'm selling my house because I'm downsizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's all you have to
good.
say. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. It's nobody's business, right?
That's good.
But then you have the people who just are not educated, and they just, you know, say, I can't afford this. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm done. But what you have to remember is that it does affect your credit rating too.
Oh, big time.
You know,
For a long time.
for a long time.
Maybe there are people out there that are going to watch this and get one or two little nuggets that is going to help them out.
I hope so.
Yeah, I
Because
hope so too.
you know what? I do the
serious
power of
business.
sales because I have a contract, right, to do power sales.
Yeah,
But I can't say that it's my favorite time. My favorite time of day.
no,
It's
no,
not. I don't
it's
want to
not.
see anybody lose their house, and that's why like if you're in that situation or you're heading towards that,
Yeah,
call a real estate agent.
yeah,
Call a real estate agent that knows what they're talking about,
yeah.
because they're not simple, they're not fun, and they're not easy.
Well, if it were me, I'd be calling you in a heartbeat. That's for
Thanks,
sure.
Rob.
You're welcome. I mean that. What about the equity position? When you go power of sale, I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about refinancing and all these other tricks that we can use to either avoid power of sale or get through something. Maybe we do something with the banks that does a collective loan of some sort. There are all sorts of different answers, and we're going to proceed with all that and talk to Anna Kolm on the flip side when we come back. Stay with us, please. Hello again. We're back at it. Meet Manor with today's guest, Anna Kolm. Anna, thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome, Rob.
We
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it, and we're enjoying all of the knowledge that is coming out. I've learned a lot. I've been doing this for 36 years, and I've learned things today. And I know Terrence behind the camera the same way. Yeah, way
Can
to
I
go!
sell you a house, Terrence?
Yes.
Good
Soon
job.
I'll work a little bit harder, make a little more money.
Yeah, good job. Don't think you're getting a raise from us.
Oh, I was this close. Yeah.
Anyway, back to business here. What I wanted to talk to you about, Anna, is now is there any way of avoiding all of this? Can we work with a realtor and a bank to either sell the property and take that money, pay off the mortgage and other credit cards, or is there a way that we can do refinancing of the home to cover credit card debt? And what are some of the ways and tricks for you to get someone out of the hot water that they're in?
So I would say first and foremost, go speak to your lender and see if there's anything that they can do. Depending on how far behind you are, Rob, the lender may not, your lender that you currently have may not be able to help you. Because don't forget, they have your credit history now, right?
Yeah.
I would say the next step is to go to a different lender. So not your traditional bank, but maybe a broker or a private lender. But in along with those steps, you need to speak to a realtor.
Yeah.
You need to speak to a realtor because they will tell you what the value of your house is. That's the most important thing. And you need to speak to a realtor that has some experience in dealing with this. You don't want somebody to tell you, "Oh yeah, your house is worth 800,000," when in actual fact it's only worth 600,000.
Yeah.
That has done you no good. That has done
Just
you
going to
no
bring
good.
that up. Excellent point.
Yeah. That won't help
Yeah.
you at all.
Some realtors just want to, as we say in the business, buy the listing.
Yes.
And what we mean by buy the listing is they'll tell you anything you want to hear just so as they get the sign on the lawn. Then they start slowly carving you up and say, well, we better reduce because of this or this and this. And, the customer response has been this. It's terrible. And it's not something they don't deal in facts. They don't deal in comps. They just tell you anything you want to hear, and it's bad news. Like Anna, you just said, it's the worst thing they could possibly do, especially in this situation.
And in this market.
Yeah.
You gotta know your market as well.
So let's say they have a house that you've determined it's worth $650, and they owe $500, say, and they haven't been able to make their payments for a couple of months, and they're getting really tight. The bank is nervous. They also have credit card debt. They've got a leased car. They call you, and you determine the value, actual value, based on comps and data at 650. Are you able to get them to, would you say, refinance and take the 500 up so as they can cover other debt? Or do you sell the house for the 650, then take the equity and pay off other debt?
You know what, Rob? Oh, that is like the $1 million question.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is what I tell, my clients. Only your lender can determine that for you.
I
So
see.
you have to speak to your lender, because let's say it's only your house. Let's say it's only your house that you have not been able to make those payments. But you've been able to make other payments. They could take that into consideration, right?
Yeah.
But if we sell your house, you now have some equity. You can use that equity to pay down other bills if you want, or use that equity to put a healthy down payment on another property, smaller property.
Yeah.
You know,
Downsizing could be the answer, right?
downsizing for
So
sure.
sell the house, downsize, maintain the mortgage intact, and use the rest to pay off credit cards or whatever else.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that a lot. So there's always, well, almost always a way. But the key is to work with your professionals, right? Yeah.
Ask those questions. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now, what happens now with credit score? I want to ask you about this because let's say we just did that and we're downsizing. I've lost 2 months of payments to the bank. That's going to show up on my credit score, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
But I've paid off my credit cards in full, and I'm now into a smaller house, more manageable payment, and I don't have the credit card payments anymore. That'll help my credit score. What's the deal with that?
You're still gonna have a lower credit score for sure, but you can build that credit score back up again. You can use one credit card,
I see.
not 5, because the more credit cards you have, the bigger a liability you are,
True.
because you're able to spend more money.
You could max them out.
You can max them all out again. So you don't want to do that out. Keep that one major credit card, that Visa card, that MasterCard.
Yeah.
And just make small payments, make small purchases,
Yeah.
but pay them off in full
Every month.
every month.
Yeah. And you get a points card.
Mhm.
That can help too. Now, there's another quick question. I had a client once that said, Rob, I have only got a total of $1,000 on all my credit cards right now. I didn't pay them all off completely. There's about 1,000. There's 500 there. There's 300 there. But she says the mortgage lender is giving me a hassle because, they're saying, well, you're close, but you're not really qualified to go forward with the mortgage that they wanted. And it turns out that she wasn't aware that she had 5 different cards. She only had $1,000 on all of them. However, the cards in full, the maximum amount on those cards was $30,000. So the banks and lenders are saying, well, wait a minute. You could technically max these out, and you're now way over your limit. How can we lend you the money? Have you heard of this one?
Oh, all the time. And here's another one. And this is really popular with my first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, don't go out and buy furniture. Do not do that, because they're all excited, and rightly so. They just bought their new house. They want to furnish it, and but all of a sudden they don't have their mortgage yet because the house hasn't closed yet, right? And they've just gone out and spent $20,000. So now there's that $20,000 that was never on their credit bureau.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it's like
That could jeopardize things at closing,
it could.
and
It
does.
and it will. It does. Yeah.
So you're saying wait till the deal closes.
Yes, then go spend
Then
your
go
money.
spend the money.
Go spend the money. Go spend whatever you want. Go buy what you want.
I like it.
You know?
I like it.
But don't do it. Don't do
And
it
you've
before.
got 5 years before you have to worry about it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. So if they do it before the closing, the banks could technically review their position before they actually lend the money.
Mm-hmm. I had a young guy, stellar credit.
Yeah.
Great job. Decent down payment. He was putting 30% down on his first home, always lived at home, saved all his money. Parents never charged him anything. He had a 30% down payment. Well, 2 weeks before the house closed, what does he do? He bought a brand new F-150 pickup truck.
Oh no.
I'm like, so anyways, we were doing, we had a couple final walkthroughs. The house needed a few renovations, so he wanted to bring a contractor in. And he pulls up, and I thought it was a contractor's truck. And he said it was his truck.
Oh,
And I
no.
went, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yeah.
This is not good. You need to go to the bank and tell them what you just did.
Yeah.
It turned out everything was fine because
Oh,
he had
good.
stellar credit.
Oh,
I think
thank
the
God.
kid had like 760 or 800 credit
Point?
score. Yeah.
Wow. Good job. Good for them.
But still, my heart sunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't be buying cars.
Oh jeez. Oh my God. Well, the young people, they have to be guided,
Yeah.
And that's why you're here. That's why a realtor with experience is so important. I'm not saying just because I'm a dinosaur, but experience matters in this business. It really does. And, God love all the new ones that are in the business. They're working hard, they're trying hard. And, it's our job to train them or coach them up, as they say. But sometimes in situations, you have to have that experience.
Do you know what one of the first questions that I ask these new realtors that you put in front of me
Yeah.
is?
What?
I say to them, why do you want to be a realtor?
Mm.
And the last few years have been very good to us.
Yeah.
It's hard work, but it's
Yeah.
been very good to us.
True.
It's a good, source of income.
Mm.
But, some of them will say, well, because I hear the money's really good.
Mm.
And I say to them, okay, let me talk to you in 6 months from now. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
many
gotta
of
work.
them haven't sold anything in 6 months. Yeah.
You
I
got to
know.
work for
It's
it.
it's not for the faint of heart, this business. I've got one more question for you. Power of sales. There are certain investors and buyers out there all over the province, all over the country, that are investing in powers of sale, and they want a deal. They smell blood.
Mm-hmm.
They want to swoop in and grab a deal. And you must deal with this every day.
I want to pull my hair out most days.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So a power of sale, like the lender, yes, you still have some control. It's still your home, but the lender is forcing you to put the house on the market because the lender has just now said you can't afford this anymore. But we still have an obligation to the owner, and that is to sell it at fair market value.
Yeah.
I have an obligation to that previous owner to do everything I can to sell it at fair market value. And fair market value is what are other houses in your neighborhood selling for, similar to yours.
Do you not have to print out and email to the banks proof of this?
Constant reports.
Yeah.
Like for one power of sale, I'm doing a report every 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow.
And it's not just some simple, okay, we had 7 showings and no offers, and no, it's 6 pages long,
Yeah.
and I have to show them proof.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to show a paper trail.
Yeah. And they have to do their due diligence too,
Absolutely.
right? Because if it's shown that they put it up power of sale with you and you just give it away, shall we say, they have a legal position that they could come after you and the bank.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the previous owner can come back to us and say, you know what, you didn't sell it for enough money. You gave it away. Because if there's equity in the home, so let's say the house is worth 600,000, and you only owe 200,000. For some unforeseen reason, you couldn't work anymore. You know, you got ill and you had to take time off of work, and whatever the case might be, that, and I sell it for 600,000, and that extra 400,000, after commission is paid out, legal fees are paid out,
Yeah.
and property taxes that you may be in arrear, and once everything is settled, that money goes back to you.
That's very good. Very
Even after
interesting.
you may have technically lost your home
Mm-hmm.
to the bank, because they're not the owner,
Yeah.
but they're telling you,
As you said at the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you and the bank sell it for 400, and then there's very little, if any, equity left, that's when the original seller, original owner, has a right to go after you for a lack of due diligence.
Right.
Very interesting. Well, let me just ask you this. What are some of your important takeaways on all of this, Anna? Power of sales. What would you say for the buyers and the sellers? What are the takeaways that you would say to us?
So for the seller, it's not hopeless. Okay, just because you got that white piece of paper or that phone call, it's not a hopeless situation. You still have options. One thing I do want to say to sellers, and we're very fortunate in this province that we are power of sale and not foreclosure. If we were foreclosure,
Yeah.
and what foreclosure is it's now in the courts.
Yeah.
You have lost all control, and if there's any equity that you built up in your house, you're not getting that back. It all goes to the lender.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But we are power of sale, so if you were able to build up equity, that money comes back to you. Do me a favor, don't trash your house on the way out.
Yeah.
And I see this all the time where sellers are angry, and rightly so. They're angry. They're angry at life. They're angry at what could have happened to them, and so on their way out, they're pulling out copper plumbing.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
They're taking anything that they can take with them, and
Yeah.
it's like, don't do that.
Yeah. It affects them down the road.
Down the road, it does affect them.
That's
you know?
awesome. Yeah.
And for the buyers out there, I'm not giving you this house.
You're,
Like,
you're not Santa.
no,
Yeah.
you're not getting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to do my due diligence, and trust me,
Yeah.
my license and my livelihood is more important than what you can save.
Oh, for sure. Now, if it sits on the market for
Sure.
2-3 months, that's a whole different story.
It's a whole
Then
different-
everybody has to readjust.
Yes.
But that
Yeah.
doesn't happen usually, does it?
In this market, unfortunately, Rob, yes.
You're
because
seeing that, hey?
I have seen this in 2008.
Yeah.
I'd
No
get a
problem.
listing, I'd
Yeah.
sit back, and it was gone.
Yeah.
They're taking a lot longer time now. 30
Interesting.
days, 60 days.
Because the inventory of listings is way up.
It's way up.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is, with these power of sales, the lender actually gets 2 appraisals done. One from a professional appraiser, and one from the real estate agent. And
Awesome.
our minds have to meet.
Yeah. Well, I think this has been the most interesting, probably 45 minutes that I've had in a long time.
Oh,
I really
thank you.
appreciate you doing this, Anna.
Thank you.
Anything else before we leave? I think you've covered most of it.
I think
but,
so.
But the thing I'm hearing from you is there's hope.
There's hope.
You don't have to just go immediately to the power of sale. There's hope.
No, there's hope.
Yeah.
Speak to your realtor.
Call a realtor, call a banker
Yep.
before anything else.
Yep.
Okay, that's our takeaway today. One thing I will say, and reason why we love our job so much, is the story that touched me today about how you sold that one house with the sick baby for $400,000 more, and you were able to save that family from possible financial ruin, and that baby is getting his meds, and That's an amazing
feel-good
You
story.
must feel so proud of that.
That's my feel-good story.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's touched me just now. Good for you. This is why we do what we do. It's not about the money.
No.
You don't chase the money, because that's the wrong thing. If a realtor says that to me, I'm here to make a living, fortune, fine, but it's the wrong answer. That'll come to you. Money will come, but you've got to work hard and do the right things.
And answer that phone at 9:30 at night, even though you just sat down and watched Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed so. Well, thank you again very much, Anna.
Thank you, Rob.
And folks, Anna and all of our agents here at Manor are very trusted, experienced agents. We have now 40 years under our belt. We're celebrating. And per capita, we have one of the highest agent sales volumes of any independent in the whole county. So we're happy and proud of that. And certainly if you need our services, we're here to help you. I will say, too, that because of our 40th anniversary, we're going to be introducing in the near future what we call Manor's 40th Anniversary Easter Hunt. And we're going to be doing something on realtor.ca and possibly our own website. And we're going to be doing some hunts and hiding things in our listings.
Fun.
And every week, whoever guesses the listing that has that particular thing we're hiding, you'll win a prize.
Can we play?
No, we can't play. We can't play. But, it could be a $50 gift card, a $100 something
Fun.
else. And we'll do this every week through Easter, and we'll have some fun with it. So we'll keep in touch with you on that in the next few days. Meanwhile, for Anna Kolm, I'm Rob Agnew, here to say thanks for joining us at Meet Manor, and we look forward to seeing you again really soon. Take care.